In March 2022, I quit my corporate job to pursue my childhood dream, writing a book. I had 1 year's worth of expenses put aside for my sabbatical fund. I had 1 year to make my dream come true. So it's July 1st, which is about 4 months since I quit my fancy New York City big law job to try and write a book. Really at this 4-month mark, I started having a panic attack that it's been 4 months and what do I have to show for it? So I set a deadline that by the end of June, I would send my book proposal to my literary agent. End of June was last night and I finished around 1 a.m., but I did do it. I successfully pulled that off and I feel pretty proud of that. My goal is to finalize my book proposal this summer and start shopping it out to publishers in the fall. So fingers crossed that this timeline works out and this whole process works out. I know nothing about what this is gonna be like. Good morning, Riku. How you doing? Good morning, Yuna. Aww. Are the kittens gathering? I just got my agent's comments back on my book proposal. He did have a lot of comments about how I should really sell my U.S.P, unique selling point. I am just a little shocked that so much of a book proposal has to do with who I am as a person and why people would listen to me. I don't know if I have a unique voice. I mean, I think I do, but also, like, who am I? Who am I to think that I have a unique voice? Do I know everyone in the world? Have I talked to everyone in the universe? I have exciting news. I got an inquiry from an editor at an imprint of one of the big publishing companies, basically saying that they followed me on TikTok since before I left Big Law, and they're really excited and incredibly intrigued by my book project, and they would love to like speak to me about it or speak to my literary representation. And at the end, it just said, you know, most importantly, I wanted to register my interest and enthusiasm in what you're doing. So yeah. Okay, now the pressure is on. Hey guys, it is August 17th, which is the day that I am going to have lunch with that editor who reached out to me. I am pretty excited. My agent told me when I told him about this that I shouldn't get too excited because this is just something that they do. So, you know, it's like a good sign, but also I think I got a little overexcited. I am now getting ready to meet her for lunch. She's the first person in publishing that I will really have met. And I hope to get some good insight into what they look for, what capabilities they provide. I don't know, learn more about the weird world of publishing. My friends and I were playing tarot, and the card that I pulled that I needed more in my life was patience. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That's probably right. I'm just always so afraid that I'm like behind, you know, that everyone's beating me to it, that 2-week difference is somehow going to make or break my success or my failure. I'm trying to get more comfortable with the fact that life is a journey more at your own pace sometimes. You can't view everything as just a hard deadline that if you don't hit by like age 25, age 30, age whatever, that you failed somehow. So I think I have wavy hair, so I'm trying to do more wavy hair method techniques, and this is one of them. It's called plopping. It's putting your hair in like a t-shirt. I don't really know if it's gonna work, but we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna head to the train station soon because I don't want to be late, but let's see how this worked. Oh no, my hair is still really wet. I guess we won't even see how it turns out. It'll probably dry while I'm at lunch. I just got home from the lunch with the editor and there's Yuna and Riku just laying above my head. They're very cute. The Lunch was really good. We kind of spent almost 2 hours together and just chatted about what I thought my proposal was doing, what I thought my book was doing, and she asked very interesting questions, which I think are helpful for guiding things that I should be aware of in the proposal. It's really nice to know that there's just some interest ahead of time, and I am now hyped to continue working on the book proposal tonight after I finish laying more with my cats. This is pretty anticlimactic, but last night around 10:13 p.m. I submitted my revised book proposal to my agent, and now I'm going to Burning Man, so I'll be off the grid for about a week and hopefully he will like it in the interim. We are now back from Burning Man, which, by the way, was incredible, but trying to get home was so insane. We drove from 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. and slept for 2 hours and then had to go to the airport to catch our flight back to New York. I was hoping to receive some comments from my agent about my book proposal when I got back into service land, but he didn't send me any comments. Being the anxious person that I am, who's like, snap, snap, it's like been 6 months since you quit your job. Like, are you gonna do anything with your life? I think that having something submitted and having a book deal, something contractual in hand, will make me feel a lot better about what I am doing. One of the things that I've been really struggling with in this post big law life is that I think when I was a lawyer, you had a base level sense of accomplishment because you felt like you were employed by someone validated you, and you were getting paid a lot. Whereas now that I'm working on my book, there is less a sense of validation, unfortunately. I feel like a failure oftentimes, and I feel like I did just quit and am now unemployed. There is so much in society, in the way that I've been taught to think, in the way that society has taught me what is successful, that wants this third party paying me to do something rather than me trying to figure out myself. And I think that's not good.
Cecilia?
Thank you.
Have a good one.
I just got off the phone with my agent and he thinks that all we have to do is go through the proposal with a fine-tooth comb, like make sure everything's coherent. And he was like, honestly, if you can do it tonight, like we could submit as early as tomorrow. Ah! Like, it is happening. I can't believe this is happening. When I first was writing this stupid thing, like literally staring at a blank page, watching that damn cursor just blink, I never could have imagined actually finishing the book proposal. And now here we are, and it's gone through so many iterations, so many false starts, so many rewrites. Whew. Big Bad Law is unleashed on a large swath of big bad publishing. I have sent to editors at the various imprints and divisions of the Big Five: HarperCollins, Penguin Random House, Hachette, Macmillan, and, though as we know maybe not much longer, Simon & Schuster, as well as independents like Abrams and Zando. I just spoke with my agent, and he also wanted to give me the feedback that he had been getting from some of the publishers who've already responded, to basically say that they're passing. I think I was so excited to send out my proposal and so excited that my agent liked it that I kind of forgot that the next step of this whole process was hearing back from people and being told no, essentially, or being told that my focus is too narrow, it might not be interesting to other people. I think ultimately it's kind of like a lonely feeling. it's like, you know, when I have a good interview with a company even, I often think it's like, oh, we really connected, like I really think this went well. And if you get a no after that, that's when I'm like, oh well, I have lost sense of what it means to relate to the world. I have lost sense of how I can connect with the world. Maybe all the connections I currently have with friends, with colleagues, with ex-colleagues, maybe all of those are like illusions. I think I'm blowing this way out of proportion. All right, I'm gonna look at these comments and try to use them to improve and use them to figure out how best to go through this process, and really hope that at the end of all of this, I am able to write something that resonates with other people and help them feel more connected to the world, because I think that's really the best thing that we can do for each other. I talked to one of my friends who's a screenwriter about the thanks we're passing feedback, and she said that it is okay because I want to find a person or a team that really understands my vision, and that it's actually a lot more like dating than I would have thought. It was probably naive of me to think that good writing would carry the day. I'm beginning to see that, as with most things in life, doing good work, doing a good job is not necessarily enough to get a chance. And a lot of it is a lot more like dating, finding the right fit, finding the right people who also believe and see the world that you do. My agent just sent me over the slide presentation in preparation for a meeting tomorrow with a publisher who wanted to have a meeting, and I think it's really encouraging. At the last slide, it says, "Let's work together. We would be honored to publish Big Bad Law." So I am feeling pretty heartened, and I am late for yoga, so I'm gonna go now. Bye. It's about 15 minutes before my meeting with the publisher who has expressed interest in my book. I am going over all of my talking points that I wrote earlier this week. I'm pretty nervous. Like, I hope it goes okay. I hope I present myself well. I hope I can make a good case for what I want to do, but also a good business case for them to actually take me on. Okay. Let's go. Ooh, all right, an hour later. That was such a good call, guys. I felt like they totally understood my vision. They totally understood the themes that I wanted to evoke. They really wanted to place the book first. Overall, in my opinion, a really great call. I think now I just kind of leave things in his court while he gathers up other publisher feedback, and we'll see.
After this meeting, we started hearing back from other interested editors as well. My agent set up meetings with them. They felt a lot like chaperone dates.
I was talking to my friend yesterday about how my publishing process was going, and she was listening and she was like, oh yeah, so it's like venture capital. And I was like, please explain more. And she was like, yeah, that's what happens when you're a startup. You go around to a bunch of VCs and you say, hey, this is my pitch. This is what I want to do. Do you want to invest? And most of the time you will get like 96 no's and maybe a couple interest. And if you get a couple interest, that's the when you can play them off of each other to try and get the highest valuation in your fundraising round. Then she told me a story about how one VC, they were meeting with FedEx when FedEx was really early stage, and they laughed at FedEx. They thought FedEx was the dumbest idea. We already have the U.S. Postal Service. Like, are you kidding? FedEx? Where's the market in that? Of course, FedEx is now a major corporation. Hearing her FedEx story and just how the world of startups is, I realized that there is more of a connection between writing a book and being a startup than I originally would have thought. And with it, I need to embrace all of the ups and downs, the ratio of rejections to good news, and be really prepared for this journey. My agent set a deadline for making offers by Thursday end of day. Your agent can kind of set up the auction rules if there are multiple publishers interested in your proposal potentially. I think it's just a matter of waiting and seeing. Today was the day that my agent had set as the deadline for bids to come in for, initial offers. and he actually tried to message me when I was on my panel, but of course I was on my panel, so I didn't get to talk to him. But then he sent me an email. I have some offers in. They are for amounts that totally exceed my expectations, especially as like a first-time author. Like, holy crap, this is happening. Like, this is happening. Like, no matter what happens, I think I'm getting a book deal and I'm gonna do the damn thing of writing a book. Whew. Oh my gosh. I have like fake lashes on, so they already make my eyes teary, but I'm also like teary emotionally, and this all like happened so fast. And I mean, the book proposal writing process was just like grueling and took so long, but I feel like after submission and after some meetings, it kind of moved so quickly. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna make everyone who took a chance on me on this like random no-name first-time author, I want to make them all so proud and not regret that like they're giving me this chance for like my name to be on a freaking book, which is like all I have wanted since I was in grade school pretty much. Oh, this is happening. I'm gonna be a freaking author. I know there's still gonna be like a long journey, but I'm so ready for it. Freaking ready.